Oh, I'm supposed to be making a video today. 2 seconds. Much better. Picture this. It's 2004, Friday night, no school tomorrow. It's you and your friends. You've got the PlayStation 2. You've got the multi-tap. You've got Time Splitters 2. And now it's time to stay up all night laughing away while you fight over the virus game mode and decide who wants to be the monkey. And that's what we're talking about today. Games with your friends.
Hey! Listen!
Just before I start, how good was Time Splitters 2? Like, really? I feel like I run the risk with this video of just sort of rambling about games that I love and not actually making any points that I wanted to make, but, you know, we'll see. Anyway, now, don't get me wrong. I love some alone time. With a great single-player game. I mean, look, Breath of the Wild is probably one of my favourite games of all time, and that's 90% of the game running around in Hyrule by yourself.
Say, what is Link doing with that tree? What in the name of Hylia?
I love the Uncharted series, and honestly, Portal has one of the best single-player campaigns of all time.
But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time!
But for me, my best gaming moments have come not through these rich single-player campaigns. They've come through the complete wholesome fun of chaos in multiplayer. Whether it's 14-year-olds screaming down the mic at me telling me that I'm a hacker because I've killed him once, or bullying that same friend by just repeatedly throwing a red shell at him in Mario Kart. It's all fun.
And it begins. This is why, Gav, that the two people in this room are your only friends.
So I'm going to talk about two sides of this. First, we have the dying breed, couch co-op. Now, when I was a kid, all games came with at least 2 players. A lot of them had more. Now we're all focused on online multiplayer, and you'll struggle to find games that actually come with couch co-op. Although there are a few ones, mainly fighting and driving games. But what is so great about couch co-op, I hear you ask? Well, these days you have to figure out how the console goes into the TV, if the disc or cartridge is still working, and do you have 4 working controllers? I mean, if you can get that all to work, you've got endless hours of fun of annoying your friends by picking Oddjob and GoldenEye. It's a legitimate strat. I'm not cheating, he's in the game, I can use him.
Ridiculed for unfairly playing as Oddjob, Phil Lang retorted, Oddjob owns you. Feel his ownage.
The couch co-op games are about having that personal connection that you would lose in a voice chat. It's not just about playing video games, it's about hanging out with your friends and making memories that you'll remember forever. I just don't think you can beat it. And even in my ripe old age of 24, I still enjoy just getting together and playing a dumb party game with my friends, or if that else fails, you've always got Mario Kart, and it's never let me down. And if you put on SingStar at a party, you'd be surprised by how many people were willing to scream down a microphone to Britney. Actually, sidebar quickly, SingStar became this sort of weird obsession in my household, to the point that during my brother's 19th birthday party, they booted up SingStar to play it, and down the hall comes my dad, who was already in bed, he's now fully dressed, and he's come to play SingStar, with a bunch of 19-year-olds that he was not invited to. To be fair, it was the funniest thing that happened all night, so fair play to him. Shout out to Big Psy. One of my absolute favourite couch co-op games of all time is Crash Bash. I like to describe it as the PlayStation precursor to Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Stupid thing to say. It was a tournament-based game set around a bunch of silly mini games that you could see who comes out on top with, or with the lack of 4 friends, 2 of you could play and play against the stupid AI who had laser precision in every single game. The game was developed by Eurocom Entertainment, who over the years we know have had some mixed bag of games. I mean, they made the highly underrated Batman Begins game, which I love, but also at the same time they made 007 Legends. You know, swings and roundabouts. So I've done that thing where I've done absolutely no research for this video and I'm just sort of going to remember things, and if they're wrong, they're wrong. So the best minigame in Crash Bash, don't at me, is the Polar Bear minigame. I don't even know if it's called the Polar Bear one, but it's the one we had to balance on an iceberg, and they would drop power-ups where you could get like really big, or you'd go really fast, and you just had to knock people off. By far, the best game mode. So incredibly frustrating. The second best game mode is the second game mode that I remember, and that's it. It was like air hockey, but pinball, but you were in bumper cars? Bumper pinball air hockey? Whatever, it was great fun, and when they started adding like 6 or 7 balls, and it would just be pinging out, and you'd lose all your lives and instantly die. I actually still own a copy of Crash Bash, and I reckon it still holds up today. All I need is a way to play it, or, you know, they could put it on PS Plus. Sony, please. Actually, their game's 20 years old this year, so, remaster? Please? Naughty Dog? Eurocom? Please? You're not doing anything. There's no Uncharted 5. Give me Crash Bash 2. Give me Crash Bash Remastered. Put it on the Switch, I don't care, just give it to me. So aside from, you know, my favourite party game being Crash Bash, I suppose I better talk about the plumber in the room. Mario Kart is great. You should already know this. And Mario Kart 8 is the best iteration of Mario Kart. It's just missing Waluigi's pinball. Then it would be literally the perfect game. Look, Mario Kart's probably the most accessible party game out there. Any person of any age can pick it up and have an enjoyable time. If you break out Mario Kart, even if you had no intention of playing video games that evening, everyone will want to have a go. It's just fun. I like to think of party games as sort of the gateway drug of gaming. You know, everyone's played Mario Kart or something along those lines. You're only then 2 steps away from hours of resource management and gear management in something like Monster Hunter. So couch co-op, it's great. It brings people together, pulls out some nice wholesome rivalries between you and your mates.
That's all he's gonna do. Okay.
Now it's time to look at the other side of multiplayer. Online multiplayer. Now I'd say I'm quite a competitive person, and a very sore loser. So the idea of competitive multiplayer for me was absolutely mind-blowing as a young teen. I'm part of what I like to call the Modern Warfare 2 age, where disputes were settled on the battlefield, well, virtual battlefield, and where clout was measured by the speed of your scope. Right, I'm making it sound way cooler than it actually was, but when Modern Warfare 2 came out, it opened up a huge amount of people that could all play the game together. I'm not joking, there were like 40 to 45 of us that would all play online at some point in time together from school. It was exciting, but it was also sobering. Now, I thought I was pretty darn good at video games. After about a week of playing online video games, I realised that I suck. I kinda still do suck. Although exciting and competitive, online multiplayer lost that wholesome fun that you could have with couch co-op and kinda replaced it with toxicity, especially COD. Even to this day, I've had people beat me in COD and still be like horribly toxic to me. It's one of the reasons that I still haven't picked up League of Legends again. Because wow, that community is toxic.
And, you know, you will get a resounding agreement that the player base has become more toxic, a lot more griefers, a lot more people just like straight up running it down, inting games, going AFK because, you know, someone annoyed them or whatever, even regardless of a reason.
Online multiplayer gave people this wall to hide behind that meant they could spout as much harsh hate as they liked towards opponents and to teammates. But I am being harsh. Not all online multiplayer communities are toxic. I don't think there's any toxic Animal Crossing players, and I had a really good time playing Warframe, and everyone seemed really, really pleasant during that, so I think you just have to look a bit harder. All in all, I think multiplayer games are what drives a lot of people's love for video games. It's one of the reasons that Let's Plays and Twitch took off so big, because people wanted to share the experience of playing games together. And I think you can make games as graphically impressive and as complex as you like, but at the end of the day, you give me a silly party game, I'm gonna take that every day of the week. Right, I suppose that'll do it. If you did like my ramble, feel free to subscribe. Like Twitch, I have a Twitch, it's, come watch me, it's down in the description, down there. And lastly, the world kinda sucks at the moment, so why not give your friends a call and play some games together? You might like it. Until next time. Your disc is working and you've got enough controllers. I'm part of what I like to call the Modern Warfare 2. Although exciting and competitive online I'd love to leave.